Well, it's very nice to have you here today, and thank you for coming. It's very kind of you to invite me onto Summerhall TV. We've just got a few questions to ask, mainly to do with your show. I was just about to ask you about the clock that you've brought with you today. This clock. Yes, a bit problematic. We tried this out yesterday on the front of the museum to let the public know when the next tour was imminent, but a lot of people have been assuming that it actually is the time, and consequently not coming on the tour. I didn't really see, right. So we've got to rethink that one, but you've got to try these things. Well, I was wondering what happens on the tour, actually, because I haven't actually been on it yet. On the tour, yeah. Well, some people come on the tour and they find it very exciting. Yes. And other people come on the tour and they say it's actually really boring. So my advice to any punters thinking of coming on the tour is make sure you come on the exciting one, not the boring one. That's interesting. Yes, I hadn't thought of that, yes. And how much does it cost? Well, it's normally a tenner, but the executives at Summerhall decreed that I should do it for free. It's free? That's incredible. What exactly is a thermos flask? Well, this is the question, isn't it? People ask me, what is a thermos flask? And the first thing, in all honesty, because we live in a post-constructivist age where any form of intellectualism or philosophy is bound to collide with common culture. And to define anything, by trying to define anything, you could actually go insane. If you get down to the molecular and atomic structure of things. So I choose to just, as with all proper art, you let the punter decide. It's as simple as that. And we do have a comments book, and it's very interesting what some people put in the comments book, but a lot of it, on a very superficial level, without the old Freud and Jung and all that, is purely nostalgia. People say, oh, you know, I remember going on a picnic with Grandad, and of course I have to stand there and go, oh yeah, very interesting, really. But that's punters for, isn't it? We do have some other questions, but we know that you're very short of... Is that okay if we just ask a couple more? Well, what's the oldest flask? Well, actually, I knew you were going to ask that. So I actually brought it with me today, against the advice of my insurance company. And here she is. Oh, isn't that a beauty? I call this one the Old Lady. And we don't allow her to be shown in the museum for, I think I already mentioned the insurance implications, but we do have, we've had a copy, an exact replica made. And we don't tell anybody that, because it spoils the wonder and the awe, you know. But yeah, it's got this handle, which is, it's totally, you don't need the handle, because obviously I could hold it like that. But you can, you know, it's nice to have a choice. I mean, that's the thing about the Western world, all these unnecessary choices. But I like the fact it's got this rather nice British sort of empire trademark style on it. So you can imagine how annoyed I was when I eventually found out that Thermos is a German company. So then the tour gets into the whole topic of war and enemies, and but we do have one little victory over them, which is that the thermos flask was invented by Sir James Dewar in Edinburgh. And how old is it? I've no idea.